A Jacksonville inmate has died following an incident at the Duval County Jail. Thank you for joining us. I'm Heather Crawford. Jeannie will join us in just a moment. Our top story tonight, 31 years old Charles Faggart has died after being left with critical injuries on Monday. Now, this incident involving 8 corrections officers and a sergeant with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Faggart was arrested April 1st for misdemeanor assault and criminal mischief charges. On Tuesday, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters said that those officers involved in Monday's incident had been stripped of their duties and are now under investigation. And new just in the past 30 minutes, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office releasing a statement saying, quote, Jacksonville JSO will conduct a thorough, complete, and comprehensive investigation in this case, as it does in every death investigation. Now, in a statement, the attorney for the family says they're demanding answers, adding that Charles Faggart was a son, a father, a brother, a friend. He was loved, he mattered, and now he is gone, murdered by those sworn to protect. You can read both of those statements in their entirety right now on the First Coast News app. And I'm joined now by our crime and safety analyst, Mark Bachman. Mark, and really important to point out, at this point, no one has been charged in this case, but a lot of people are wondering, we know 9 corrections officers stripped of their authority. Are they likely to face charges?
Yeah, I believe so in this case. I think that they are, and I think they're determining whether or not what kind of charges are going to be imposed on them, whether they're going to be state charges or federal charges, because it sounds like that they have some exposure in both, especially with the fact that Sheriff Waters has invited the FBI in along with them to investigate this jointly. At that point, they'll make a determination as the investigation goes on and conferring with prosecutors, maybe on the federal and state side, to make that decision.
Now, we still don't know how he died. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is describing it as a brain death. In the press conference they just sent out, the family's attorney saying that he was brain dead after what happened on Monday and actually passed away this afternoon. The fact that the FBI is involved, the sheriff asking the FBI to get involved, what does that tell you?
Well, I mean, the sheriff wants transparency. I think he wants to make sure that it's objectively investigated. You know, sometimes when you investigate your own people, you kind of worry about what the perception is and the outcome of that investigation. So you bring somebody from the outside, especially at the FBI, they'll investigate this possibly as a civil rights violation under color of the law. That charge, if it's a death as a result of that has some exposure, high criminal exposure and conviction as far as life imprisonment up to the death penalty, depending on how this plays out. Federal investigations are a little more, as far as arduous, and sometimes they hold things back because of the way the process works. But it is sure. I've been involved in many of these. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate what happened to Mr. Faggart, and my heart goes out to him and his family for this.
And when you talk about the sheer number of corrections officers that are now stripped of their authority, you said that could be like an entire shift.
To me, from what I understand, that constitutes an entire shift. 8 correctional officers and a supervisor. That means that all of them may have been complicit in some manner into this. Who knows how it played out, what type of force was used. We'll only know that as time goes on. I mean, they're going to have to do an autopsy on the body. They're going to have to do a tox screen and those type of things. All that will play out going further.
All right, Mark Bachman, thank you so much. And again, no one has been arrested or charged in this case. It is a developing story, and we will keep you updated with the very latest on air and online. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.